Hi guys, my name is Fopsy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm doing this series called How to Have a Stress-Free Wedding Planning Season, and this video is titled How to Decide Whether or Not You Need a Wedding Planner. So at this point of your planning, I assume that you already know your vision. What kind of wedding are you looking to have? You have a budget, you know how much money you have to spend. And it's important to know these things because a wedding planner is not free. So they cost money, and you need to know if this is something that you can afford, if it's in line with your vision, and exactly how they can help you. All right, I'm going to get right into it. There are 5 things I have to say on how to decide if you need a wedding planner. The first thing is your budget. There are 3 kinds of planners that I'm aware of. The first is a full wedding planner. So this person will be your point person. So you might not even have to talk to any other vendors if you have a full wedding planner. They can do all the research for venues. They can look at all the photographers and videographers. You tell them what your vision is, and theirs is just to run with it and report back to you. Very great if you want total hands-off approach and if you have the money to afford them. Second is the partial planning. So it's a planner who isn't planning everything. They will have suggestions. They can have referrals so that you can use some of their trusted vendors, but they don't really do all the work for you. You still have to do all the communication with the vendors. Once in a while, they're checking with you to see if everything is going well. It could be like once a month. So you're still doing all the work, but you're using all their perks, I guess. And then later towards the end of the wedding, not the end, but like the month of, they start becoming more active. They start doing things with you. And if you run into any problems, they come to help you. Then there's the day of coordinator, which is becoming quite popular. As it sounds, it's the coordinator for the day of the wedding. Most people like to enjoy their wedding days and not running up and down to make sure things are sorted. So having a day of coordinator means that you do all the planning yourself, but you hand off all your plans to the coordinator and they execute on the actual day so that you can enjoy your wedding. Now that you know the 3 kinds of plannings that are mostly available to you as a bride or groom to be, you can decide which one you can afford and which one is best suited for your needs. Budget can determine if you can even have a planner at all, but it can also determine what kind of planner you need if you need one. So now that you know this, budget, I keep saying budget, full wedding planning can cost up to about start from around 6 grand. From what I'm aware of, it can go up to 10,000, 20,000, depending on how much your wedding costs, how big it is, and how much work the planner is going to have to do. Most planners do custom quotes, so they will need to hear what your idea is, what kind of wedding you're having, so they know how much work they're going to have to put in and how much money you're going to have to pay. Partial planning can be anywhere between 1,500, 3,000. It really depends on where you are in the world. And again, what kind of wedding you're having. From some of my research on Reddit and reading people's experiences, it seems this partial planning can be a hit or miss. Sometimes people feel like they're paying for too little, and other people feel, wow, it's great. So it really depends. Day of coordination is really picking up because, again, even if you want to plan your wedding, you still need someone to handle things on the day of. Many times friends can do this, but it's nice to have somebody that you know is paid to do this, so they're dedicated to do the job and they have to just do their job. This can be, it seems to be around 700 right now. I got a couple quotes and they were all steadily 700, and even online, but people have also paid up to 1,500 and maybe even more, again depending on where you're at and what kind of wedding you're having. So that's the budget. Let's swipe left on that. That left, yes. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the type of wedding you're having. So how far away is the wedding? If it's a destination wedding, then you might not be able to evaluate your vendors by yourself. You might be able to use reviews, and again, if you have friends who have done weddings in similar destinations, you can use their vendors. But it can be hard to coordinate meetings with people when you're far away, if that's important to you. If it's a really large wedding, then it just makes sense to have somebody who is in charge of planning these projects, except you're an exceptional planner and you can carry this on to the end and you have a lot of help. Also, if you want a totally hands-off wedding, let's say you really are in a busy time of your life, you're starting a new job, you're, I don't know, stressed, and you just want to have somebody do all the work and you show up for the big day, then you might need a planner. Which goes into my third point, which is, what is your personality like? What kind of person are you? Personality / experience. So who are you? What kind of person are you? Are you a really hands-on person? Do you do a lot of research and enjoy seeing projects come to life? Have you done major projects like this in the past, maybe for work? This is your job, so you know what to do. You know how to coordinate multiple vendors. You know how to keep track of things. You're organized. That is so important. If you're not organized, then just hire somebody to do the work, or find a friend who is organized to partner with you, because you need to stay on track of everything: contracts, timelines, budgets, payments. Everything needs to be kept track of. If you're not keeping track of things, then you will be stressed. So if you're looking to have a stress-free wedding and you're not organized, your fiance is not organized, well, you need to gain organization skills, because you're going to need that in life. But for now, hire a wedding planner. The other thing to note here is that don't forget that you and your partner are your team, so you can build on each other's strengths. If it's not your strength to plan and he's able to plan and has the time to plan, then sure, do it together. Some of us can't have wedding planners because we're just too hands-on. We want to do our work, it's our wedding, like we want to be involved in those meetings, we want to ask the questions, we want to do the research and confirm that our research online matches our research in person. So like for me, it wasn't really an option to have a full-on wedding planner, so I had considered some partial planning, but I found that too expensive for what I was going to get. So do your research and see and examine yourself to decide if this is something that you can do. The fourth one is, what does your venue offer? Many venues offer a day of coordinators as part of their packages, but then again, it depends on the kind of wedding you're having. For me, I had 2 ceremonies in one day, which was already a high risk factor for things going out of whack. So I needed somebody to make sure that I was in time, my husband to be and his family were on time, things were going smoothly, the caterer knew where to put the food. So we kind of needed somebody to be on top of those things on the day of, because you don't want to be worried about those kinds of things. So even though I had a venue that was all inclusive in terms of they had a day of coordinator that they were going to give to me, they had a lot of things offered: cake, decor, food, but I didn't use their food. It would have been a good option for somebody to have them as their day of coordinator, so you wouldn't have been there to hire somebody else. But because I had other moving parts outside the venue's offerings, I still needed a day of coordinator for peace of mind. So if you were considering having a wedding planner, it might be good to decide on a venue and see what they're offering first. And if they have a day of coordinator, maybe you don't need to hire somebody else if you're short on budget, or if you just want to use that money to do something else. Finally, how much help do you have? Some of us have no help at all, and if money is going to buy you the help you need, then sure, get a planner. But if you have friends who are like, oh, let me know if I can do anything for you, friends who are checking on you all the time, so how's wedding planning going? Have you found a dress? Okay, what next? Have you thought about your traditional beads? Have you thought about the photographer? Here's a suggestion for a videographer. Then like, take the help you're getting and save some money there. I had a friend who pretty much stepped in and said, hey, I'm going to be your default wedding planner. I know that sounds like, oh, what if I don't want you? But she's somebody I love, and even though she was not my official planner, she knew she wasn't my official. She was like somebody I could run things by. So if I was unsure about something I wanted to buy, if I needed to run to someone, that was my person, and I just did that. It was nice to have that help. My fiance was very hands-on. I'm the thinker. He's the, did I say fiance? Husband. Husband now, but fiance then. I was a thinker. I'd do the research and I'd give him the results of my research. He would go and see things, bring it back to me, we make a decision. Really great teamwork. So I think that I didn't have a full planner and I don't regret it. This is this putting everything together. I had a day of coordinator, and it was great to have somebody to run things on the day of, so that we just could relax knowing that somebody knew where everything was, had the timeline broken down for the day. I used a lot of tips. I checked out all the apps that there were for wedding planning. The knot I didn't like, but my friend used it and she liked it. I used wedding wire. I like that they had a breakdown of what I had to do each month. Another friend has a book that she carries. I'm not really a physical book person, but to check things off, you need checklists. If you're doing things by yourself, you need to be super organized. You need Google Docs to keep track of payments. Sorry, Google Sheets to keep track of payments and things that have been done and things that are coming up. You need some sort of checklist to know what's done and what's still coming. You need people to talk to so that you can let off some steam if things get intense, and you need help so that it's not just you. And it's also a nice way to share the love and the joy of the season with people. So if you're not going to go the wedding planner route based on all these things I've discussed, you should be organized, really organized. And I will have a video, I guess, to talk about how to stay organized. Yes, so that's something you need to get on top of. And if you are choosing to have a wedding planner, I would say shop around and get reviews from actual people who've used them. So if you can get a referral from someone who's used the planner, do that so that you're not the experiment person. And then also don't discount just vibing with the person. You want to be able to like talking to the person. You don't want to feel like a burden. I'm paying you to help me out, so don't make me feel like a burden. And there was one person I talked to, and I just found that she made me sound like I was being so cheap for my wedding. And I'm like, I know how much money I'm putting into this. If you don't appreciate that, then I guess we're not meant for each other. So vibes matter. And yeah, as always, pray about it and get some go ahead in your spirit to choose a planner or not. I hope this has been helpful. My 5 tips were: look at your budget. Do you have money for this? What kind of wedding do you want? Is it big? Is it a destination wedding? Do you want a total hands-off approach? Then maybe you need a planner. What's your personality like? Do you like to be, are you organized? Do you like to plan? Have you had some experience with project planning? Then sure, you might be able to do this by yourself. It's just another project with a start date, a timeline, resources allocated, and a budget. What's your venue offering? Some venues offer a day of coordinator, so consider that as well if you're looking to save money. And how much help do you have? Don't discount all your friends and family that are looking to help. It's really an exciting time, and I'm sure that everyone would love the opportunity to be a part of this. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Fopsy, and please subscribe to my channel and watch another video. This is a series talking about how to have a stress-free wedding planning season. So if you enjoyed this, I'm pretty sure you will enjoy my other ones about how to decide on your wedding vision, how to come up with your budget, how to manage emotions. There's so much to come. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day. Bye. Oh God! Oops, sorry. There was just this weird animal behind the window. Okay. Real life stuff. Okay.